Oh my god. Wait, did it start?
Yep. You're recording.
All right. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Volume 22 of Top 5 Everything. As everybody can see, we got a special guest with us tonight. Author of the book, The Dogs of Pogs, A Collector's Guide to Canine-Themed Pogs. Miss Samantha Buker. Sam, thank you for bringing in your expertise to us tonight.
You're welcome.
Do you have any opening remarks that you would like to make, or would you just like to get straight into it?
No, let's go.
Not fucking around.
First.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start with the guest as always. So Sam, why don't you give us... Oh, I didn't even say the category. Category we're doing is Top 5 Dogs. So we're going to be talking about the dogs tonight. So Sam, why don't you start us off with your number 5 dog?
Okay. My number 5 dog. First, I got a little intro. I just love dogs, okay? And then, the road dog, Jesse James.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Do you have anything you want to say about him?
Oh, no. Do you guys know the whole little opening sequence thing?
Why don't you do it for us?
I can't. Do you guys know it? No one knows it?
Ryan, I'm sure does, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Do you know it? D-Generation X proudly presents the Tag Team Champions of the World. I'm going to stop there. That's it. That's all you get.
Right. Ronnie, you got any comments on the road dog, Jesse James? Ron?
So I'll go ahead and hop in here. I think this is a very strong number 5. Hopping off with the D-Generation X. I mean, we had our first ever podcast was top 5 old school wrestlers. So, I mean, of course, if you're bringing one on for number 5, I'm going to agree. And I didn't get a chance, but welcome to this show, Sam.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and hate on this pick. The Road Dog was the worst member of the worst faction ever in WWE. The guy started off as a jobber. He was the goon for Jeff Jarrett, who is one of the best wrestlers ever. But he wasn't as cool as Jeff Jarrett. They broke him off. They tagged him with Billy Gunn. Really, this guy was just all talk. He's a terrible wrestler. And he's a road dog. He's a roadie. Like, roadies are the worst. So, sorry. Terrible pick, Sam.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sam, welcome to the podcast. I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with Ronnie. This is a pretty bad pick. I hate the road dog. I mean, this just looks like somebody's dad got lost and ended up in the ring somehow. Like, this is like Conus trying to fight me in 30 years. Like, he had the worst finisher ever. He was just punching people. I mean, that wasn't that cool. Mr. Ass did all the work in the tag team. They had a tag team with Billy Gunn to do all the work. So I'm going to go ahead and dislike your number 5 dog.
What's wrong, man? He was sponsored by Ace Bandage.
I met them. I couldn't find the picture, but I met them. And I have to thank Carly Payne for liking wrestling and getting me into it when we were younger. So shout out to the Paynes.
There it is.
Wow.
Berlin Heights love.
You should have started with the Pains. I would have liked it a little more.
All right.
Do you want to unshare your screen there, Sam?
I don't know how.
Exit.
There we go.
You can just exit out of it.
I think I did.
You did.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you want to take us to your number 5?
I do want to take you guys to my number 5, and it is... You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Laika. She's the first dog in outer space. She's a cosmonaut. Essentially, She did a mission, a suicide mission against her will. She died, I'm assuming. But there's a strong possibility that Laika is living in outer space somewhere, developing an army of dogs ready to attack Russia for doing that to her. If they're as heartless as they were and sending a poor dog that trusted them into outer space for their own horrible agenda, then Laika is going to return one day and attack them and probably pee on their corpses. So I'm rooting for Laika. Good job, Laika. You're a good girl.
Yeah, so I mean, hard for me to hate on dogs because I'm a dog lover. Actually, I hate cats. So if you watch the podcast, I vehemently they always try to kill me whenever they're in the same room as me. So, but this is one I'm going to hate on a little bit, mainly because like, what are we spending money on here? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really get that outer space thing. I feel like that to send that dog to outer space, we probably could have fed like a lot of people that are hungry, and even like in the United States. We probably could have helped better attack COVID with some of that money. So I don't know. It's just weird to me with like how much money we spend on space. I feel like we should be like working at like towards figuring out what's going on underwater and stuff too. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing is weird to me.
To be clear, when you say we, that means you're a Russian communist, Danny. Is that correct?
Yeah,
like
I mean, I thought that was clear.
All right.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I'll make it more clear next time.
Okay.
Well, Ronnie, you just gotta. I really think you need to start rewatching our podcast because you definitely didn't learn anything from the fucking Mars rover and that terrible pick. I mean, this is the stupidest dog in the world. They just shot a dog into space to die for no reason. It's like, what the hell? It's like, why don't you just pick the first dog to walk on the sun? Like, that would be really cool. They just send it up there to die. That's terrible pick. Terrible pick. I feel bad for the dog. You made me sad. So, it was creative, though. So,
Thanks, Ryan.
Sam, any thoughts?
I liked the twist where it was very sad, but maybe she is up there creating an army of dogs that are going to come down and do some shit for us. So I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
Wow, that's
I don't
worse than hating it, Sam. Thanks.
I'm apathetic to it. Yeah.
Danny, you want to take us to your number 5?
Yeah. So my number 5 was a very influential dog for me personally. This guy right here. His name is, am I sharing him?
No.
Hold on a second.
Chris Dennison? Whoa. All right. Oh.
Am I not sharing anything?
Yeah, we can see it. Zeus.
It's Zeus, baby. So Zeus is Andy Vogel's dog. He passed a few years ago. But this dog is a definition of like the coolest dog of all time. Super chill, but around when you wanted him to be around, super loyal. And especially considering that Andy got that dog when we were in like complete college mode of like 50 people parties all the time. The dog was always chill. He helped us during a certain situation that I won't mention where a door got kicked in, warning me in particular about something. But yeah, I mean, dude's a great dog, and he was the reason that I wanted to get a dog, like as an adult. I never had a dog as a kid. I loved the Beamer's dogs, but Zeus was like the main reason, and I wanted to include him on my list at number 5.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give this pick a thumbs up. I love Zeus. Zeus was a cool dog. Badass name. I mean, way cooler than the owner, which, pretty contrast with the owner too, because you got Zeus who's all chill and stuff, and then you got college Andy Vogel trying to fight somebody every fucking 15 minutes. So it's weird how that dog turned out to be so chill. So, Sam, do you have any thoughts on this dog that you've never met or seen before?
You can't say anything bad about someone's dog who's passed away. Of course I don't. Great pick. Way to go, Danny.
Thanks.
Wow. All right. I guess I'm gonna have to be the voice of reason here. No, Zeus is great. I used to think it was funny that Andy thought he was gonna be like some giant attack dog, and he always stayed like the same size from like day one, which is cool. He was super chill. I liked his nickname better, Bacon. And sorry, Andy, for giving him my chicken nuggets a few times, even though you told me not to. He really wanted them, and I felt bad afterwards, but he deserved them. So he's a good boy. Miss Zeus.
All right, so thumbs up for Zeus. Rest in peace, buddy. So for my number 5, I'm going to go with one of the most lovable dogs of all time. And of course, I'm talking about Doug from Up. I mean, who doesn't want a talking dog? And not like some bullshit talking dog that talks like a human and acts like a human. This dog talks exactly like a dog would talk. I mean, I feel like I need a big fluffy friend who I can pig out on food with and chase squirrels. And Conus won't do it with me anymore now that he's engaged. So, Doug's going to have to take his spot. So that's why Doug is my number 5.
Am I supposed to go?
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I feel like I'm not really going to have anything negative to say about, many of these dogs because I just love them all. So I think that's a great choice.
Yeah. It's all right. Yeah. I think this is a great pick. I just crossed him off my list because he was on my list and he was higher, so I filled him in with someone else. But I can't believe we have him this low. Doug the dog saved the day many times. He believed in his human friends, especially the crotchety old man, played by Danny John, and that movie. Just speaking of the movie in general, like out of all the animated movies within the past, actually ever, that actually might be my favorite animated movie. Like that's how good of a performance I think it was. The mishmash, and Doug was a great part of that. So good pick.
I've never seen this movie. I feel like it's a little bit weird because I've seen like every other animated movie in the last like 5 years. So I feel like it's also like a pretty good movie that I feel like I missed out on. So I'm a little bit sad that I don't know anything about Doug. The only Doug I know was on Nickelodeon. He had a football head. So.
What about Doug Brooks?
Oh yeah.
Well, Sam, do you want to take us to your number 4?
Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I think I previewed all my other guys. So did you guys ever read? Oh, can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever read Where the Red Fern Grows?
I feel like
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I did.
Well, these dogs, they save their owner, Old Dan and Little Ann. So he had them from when he was little. He purchased them and he I mean, not that I agree with hunting, but he hunted with them and they saved him. I want to say one of them got rabies at one point. One of them was like attacked and killed. I mean, it's terrible. They both ended up dying, but they saved their owner. So Old Dan and Little Ann, I remember reading about them when I was younger, and when I was thinking about dogs, they came to mind. So I don't know. Whoop. Did I unshare? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one. This dog is a dog that's in a book, so he doesn't even exist to my eyes. He only exists in my imagination, and he's a big letdown in my imagination. So I'm sorry, Sam. I have to hate on this pick.
I'm pretty sure it was 2 dogs. I mean, of course, I love Old Dan. But yeah, I feel like I don't remember these dogs. I feel like I read the book or something, but I'm not a big reader, so it was probably way a long time ago, and someone made me do it. But I do love the idea of them like protecting and saving their owner. I feel like it's like that's what like dogs are all about. That cats aren't, like, you know what I mean? Like they're like helpful and want to be helpful, and sometimes they're a little bit annoying because they want to be loved so much. But cats are just like, yo, fuck you, I'm gonna sit there and watch you die, and then I'm gonna eat you, basically. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and say that I approve, even though I don't know much about it. Right?
Thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and love this pick. I mean, this is one of the best picks of all time. I mean, this brings me. I mean, who doesn't love old Dan and Little Ann? I mean, this any hunting dogs that there is, I love. I mean, this takes me back to my teenage years when me and Sam used to go down to Lake Artemisia with our two dogs, Big Rover and Green Clover, and we used to hunt waterfowl down there. And Green Clover would always be the fastest one out there, but Red Rover would come back with two ducks sometimes. So bring back some great memories. Fantastic book, and all around thumbs up. Great pick.
How did those dogs die? What happened to them?
They got hit by the Metro when they put it in.
Shit. Okay. I remember now. It's terrible.
Yes. Terrible.
It's terrible.
Terrible memory. Thanks for bringing it up.
I buried that.
Danny, why do you keep hitting on cats? This has nothing to do with cats.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. My bad. I'll keep it.
Ronnie, what's your
my
number 4,
God.
sir?
Wow, my number 4. That you asked. Let me see if I can find it. My number 4 happens to be yet another hero dog, which you guys are probably gonna hate on. He's got his own statue in Central Park. Yeah, it's Balto. You guys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something's wrong. Yeah. So I'll stop sharing. But Balto's a great character, not only in the cartoon, but he's based off a real dog. He has his own statue, obviously, in Central Park. He led a sled dog team in Alaska to get medicine to sick children. I put this one here purposefully because I knew Danny and Ryan were going to hate on my astronaut dog pick. So I wanted to put something in there that saves children from dying, to see if they would. So my guess is Danny will still hate on it, but Ryan might not. Props to Balto for saving the lives of those children, even if they are Alaskans.
I mean, I'm never gonna hate on somebody saving, especially a dog saving people's lives. I mean, everyone hypes up that park though, like it's the tits or something. But I mean, whatever. I mean, but more props to the dog for delivering medicine. I thought those were those big mountain dogs that usually delivered medicine. So if this guy was delivering medicine, I'm all about it. I always feel like some of these stories, like, are they like, is it one dog or is it like multiple dogs that it becomes like a legend of a dog? But it's like, it's like the goldfish that never dies. Keep it coming though. Get that medicine to the kids.
This is all-time worst pick of all time. I don't know if you did any research into those children that this dog saved. One of those children was Ray Birmingham, who was, of course, one of the most infamous serial killers of all time. Killed 54 women over a 22-year period. One of the other kids was Adele, who has been murdering the earlobes of everybody around the world for the last couple of years. And the last one was
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. He killed a bunch of dogs. So, was it worth saving those kids? I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and disagree with Balto. And New York sucks. So.
If Michael Vick was involved, it's going to be a no from me as well. Sorry.
Wow.
I didn't know he was from Alaska, but
He was born and raised.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a no for me. Sorry.
I'm surprised you guys all hate on Balta. That's interesting. But
What do you mean?
I guess. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I meant Brian and Sam here. It's pretty sad, really. It is sad.
I mean, you gotta save all the kids, man. All right, I'm gonna get into my number 4, which is turn up the heat here a little bit for you guys. Something's going on. Oh, there we go. All right, that's my man, Nate Dogg, taking my number 4 spot. If you don't know anything about Nate Dogg, it's because he doesn't really have any great songs himself, and also he also passed away last couple years ago. But he is one of the best feature artists of all time, including he had to make the list just for Regulators with Warren G. But some of the also well-known features he is on include such hits as The Next Episode with Dr. Dre, Lay Low with Snoop, Can't Deny It with Fabulous, Area Codes. This guy he was on monster hit after monster hit when hits were still being made, baby. He's legit the man, old school man from, that West Coast style, and definitely comes in at number 4 for me. Nate Dogg, rest in peace. Brought a lot of good times. Regulate.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with this pick. I mean, Regulator is probably one of the greatest songs of all time. Song that nobody actually sits down and listens to, but it comes on every 6 years and everybody. Nate's also just a great name. I mean, we got Nate Lappin, Nasty Nate, Chip Beamer. I mean, some of the greatest people of all time are named Nate. So I'm going to go ahead and agree with this pick. Samantha?
I think that if you sang a little bit, it might persuade me to go with your pick. I don't know if you care. I'm not sure what Regulator is.
What?
Do I know it? And I just don't know I know it.
Yeah, it's just been 6 years since you heard it.
Right, yeah.
No.
One of them sang was sexy as hell. I said, "Ooh, I like your size." She said, "This car broke down and you seem real nice. Would you let me?" Yeah.
Know it.
It's pretty good.
We went to the
Keep
East
going.
Side
Keep
Motel.
going.
East Side Motel.
Ronnie, any thoughts on Nate Dogg?
Yeah. Got a lot of thoughts on Nate Dogg. I'm going to keep most of them to myself. But Nate Dogg was obviously fantastic in the Regulators. Fantastic career. He was always sort of like that super chill West Coast rapper guy, not like, all hyped and amped up like all the other ones. So, great pick, Nate Dogg. If anyone can even hear me over that. I don't know if anyone can.
We didn't need to. Great
All
points.
right.
It's
Fantastic point, Ronnie. So that's going to actually lead into my number 4, which is probably one of the most famous dogs of all time. Part of the longest story ever told. Of course, I'm talking about my boy Snoopy. I mean, he's a fantastic shortstop. His doghouse is awesome. He's got pool tables and big screen TVs, priceless art. I mean, he's always macking on Lucy because Schroeder doesn't show her any love. I mean, he's a terrible pilot. But besides me, Chip, and Billy Mitchell, Snoopy is one of the only people to make Eddie Rickenbacker references. So for that alone, he's making my list. So Snoopy's my number 4. Sam, any thoughts on Snoop?
I think that's a great choice. It just reminded me of Snoop Dogg a second ago. I hope somebody put him in their lineup. But love Snoopy. Snoopy and Woodstock.
Yeah, this is a terrible pick. Snoopy was a dog that did all these things in the background. I don't know why he never showed anyone he did all these things. They could have made a shit ton of money. Like he made Thanksgiving dinner. He fucking had this great imagination. You know, he put together that Christmas play that they're all dancing to and shit like that. Man, this guy was talented, but he didn't make any cash off that. Like Charlie Brown could have made tons of money. They could have like been living the life. You know, moved out of that shit town with Lucy always pulling the ball from Charlie Brown. He never stopped Lucy from doing that. Not Lucy. Who was it? Yeah, it was Lucy. He never stopped Lucy from doing that. Never stopped Peppermint Patty from hating on Charlie Brown. What kind of a dog does not support his owner? Snoopy. He's a dick. He sucks. Woodstock was better anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like he was like, he held it all together, didn't get enough respect. And as you know, throughout the years, you think he's been around for a long time. You gotta fucking take that respect, man. This is, you know what I mean? This shit is fucking real life. You know what I mean? You gotta, right, Ronnie? I mean, like, I think Ronnie's 100% correct, man. All the way. Snoopy, get your shit together, man. He's like the Justin Timberlake of the animated dog world, and that motherfucker just gets stepped on by everybody.
All right. You guys made some great points. I take back my number 4 pick. It was a bad pick. So I'm sure Sam will do a lot better than me with her number 3.
Oh my gosh. Let me see who my number 3. Oh, I think it's a good one. Let me see if I can figure out how to. Do you see my little guy?
Oh yeah.
Wishbone. Do you guys know who he is?
Yeah, he had a TV show, right?
He was a great actor dog. He was very versatile. He did all sorts of different roles. Robin Hood did Western roles, all sorts of stuff. So it's a versatile dog actor. What can I say?
Yeah, I think you said all that needs to be said about Wishbone. He's a great dog. Like, look at him. Like, he's wearing all these clothes. He's not fidgeting. Like, I try to put clothes on my dog, and first off, she bites me. And then if I actually get the clothes on, they come off promptly and get destroyed. Wishbone, he was very nice. He was able to wear the costumes that his humans want him to wear so they could make a lot of money and still feed him dog food. So great job, Wishbone, serving your masters. I don't agree with your slavery, but I agree with the product you put out.
Yeah, I mean, any dog that can, sling a bow and arrow through the air, it can make it on any of my lists. So, Wishbone, welcome to the top 5.
Well, I'm gonna have to do something here. I'm gonna have to move up one of my picks. So for my number 3, I'm gonna go with Wishbone. What's the story, Wishbone? I mean, I wish I had thought of this show for theme week song. It might even be a better theme song than Three's Company. I mean, this dog takes classic literature and brings it to TV. And, I know people on this podcast hate reading. Danny hates reading. Sam loses books, But if this show had continued, I mean, no one would ever have to read again. You could just tune in every week and, digest all the classics, delivered to you by some Jack Russell Terrier. And, Danny, you know how much money you could have saved on Spark Notes if you're just watching some Wishbones? I mean, his owner, Joe, is a stupid teenager making terrible decisions all the time. So it's up to Wishbone to save the day. But he never actually saves his day because all the stories are just going on in this dog's imagination. So instead of actually being helpful like Lassie, whenever anyone needs some help, he just starts imagining how awesome he is and him saving the day in his mind, which I think is funny. So he never actually helps anybody. So that's why Wishbone is also my number 3. Fantastic pick, Sam.
That's quite the grip he's got on that bow there. That's amazing.
You can do anything in his mind.
He did.
Oh, can I interject?
Yeah.
Well,
You're gonna disagree with this pick, Sam? That'd be cool.
Well, no, you guys are hating on Snoopy, and Snoopy did a lot of uses imagination a lot. What's the difference?
You're right.
Yeah.
Both of them were fantastic picks by me. You're right.
That's true. I forgot about it. You're right.
All
So,
right.
Ronnie, you want to take us to your number 3?
I do want to take you guys back to reality, back to a great number 3 pick. Of course, I'm talking about the Taco Bell dog. The greatest dog, one of the greatest dogs in the world. He loves Taco Bell because everyone loves Taco Bell. Whenever you're eating Taco Bell, he shows up, he looks at you, and he says, "Yo, Kiro Taco Bell." I think he can speak 2 languages. I believe that's French. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check my sources. But look, he can spell well. Like, he uses the upside down exclamation point, which is, very, very French. And yeah, like, who doesn't like tacos? I'm sure he eats nachos too, and burritos, and whatever they had to offer at the time. Unfortunately, the dog has since passed away, probably from eating too much Taco Bell, which is the way to go. How awesome of a dog is that?
Great pick, Ronnie.
Who it was.
Great pick. Definitely, the Taco Bell dog's the man. Obviously, a bilingual dog. Speaking, French and American is amazing. I think that, very few dogs. I mean, there's like one horse that could speak English, so I'm sure there's not a lot of animals that are bilingual in general. So amazing pick. Once again, Ronnie, just cease to amaze me with how good your list gets every week.
Thanks, Danny.
I mean, Ronnie, you made up for your first 2 picks with this pick because, Taco Bell dog's an amazing pick. This is something that Drew Brees can get in for. He's 128 French. So he's going to love this French, pick. I mean, Taco Bell delivering some of the best French cuisine, across the, United States. Sloppy's dad actually went to his high school graduation with the Yo Quiero Taco Bell shirt on. So just for that fact alone, if we can talk about Sloppy at any time, I mean, I love it. So fantastic pick. Bonjour to you, sir.
That's right.
If you know Gibbs, he's a Chihuahua, so I can't say anything bad about your choice. Good job.
There you go.
I'll take it as a compliment.
All right, well, I'll get into my number 3. Another very influential dog. Actually, in my mine and my daughter's life at the moment. Right there, everybody, is Scooby-Doo. It's my man's. Love me some Scooby-Doo. Doesn't matter what you like, what era you give him to me in. I'm all about it. The guy is solving mysteries constantly. Talk about underrated and probably misused because his usefulness. This guy is an all-star. He brings the whole gang together. My daughter now watches Scooby-Doo based off of my suggestion, and she loves it, which I love. I can't wait until I get her on the Scooby-Doo and they had the Harlem Globetrotters. That was probably my favorite Scooby-Doo series when they had the Harlem Globetrotters on. So love Scooby-Doo, making the list for me at number 3.
I mean, this is, of course, one of the all-time best dogs of all time. I mean, this show's like 51 years old, and it still holds up. I mean, the old episodes are still just as entertaining as the new stupid shit they did. I mean, I remember, running home from school and, me, Sam, and Carly were watching Scooby-Doo and the WWE teaming up, because they always team up, and Undertaker's delivering, choke slams and stuff like that. Scoob solving, mysteries of who's the Miz, who stole the Miz's sandwich and stuff like that. So, gotta agree, this is an all-time great pick. Sam?
I can't say anything bad about Scooby if your daughter likes him. I do think he got the gang into trouble a little bit, though. I feel like he was a little bit of the mischievous one. So, it's a good pick. We definitely some memories watching Scooby-Doo when we were younger. So thank you for that trip down memory lane, Danny.
Of course. It's what I'm all about, my crotchety old man style.
Yeah, this is the same picture. It's my number 2, Scooby-Doo, so I'm gonna have to like it. There it is again. Kind of crazy. Me and Danny are on the same wavelength there, and this guy has his own snacks still. You can buy Scooby snacks. They're delicious. He was a stoner, which is kind of cool too. He solved mysteries. He carried Shaggy's ass. Shaggy sucks. He carried him though. He did it with a smile on his face. Everyone knows Shaggy is, definitely the worst of the whole group. And, he's definitely not Fred, who's the coolest guy ever. And, he's always teamed up with Shaggy. He's always slacking. But Scuba's out there solving crimes, solving mysteries, pulling off masks. What a winner.
All right. Great number 2 there, Ron. So I already talked about my number 3 with Wishbone. So we're going to send it back to you, Sam, for your number 2.
Okay. I couldn't pick. Well, I'll show you guys. I didn't know. I have a couple of number 2s.
Ooh.
Wow. That's 3 number 2s.
Yeah. I've got 101 Dalmatians, a Goofy movie, and Comet from Full House. I don't know, all very important to me in my childhood, so I just couldn't decide. 101 Dalmatians, they took in all those extra puppies. They saved, all the puppies got saved from Cruella DeVille. Comet was just awesome. And a Goofy movie, they were just some cool peeps. So I couldn't pick. I had to have a couple. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess if you're finished, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I'm finished.
I like the Dalmatians pick. Obviously, that's one of the many Disney movies with dogs in it, but they're iconic dogs. She was trying to make them into a coat, and they were able to escape Cruella. Comet was cool, even though Stephanie killed Comet by accident in season 5, episode 2. Where she ran over it with Uncle Jesse's motorcycle, and they all forgave her right away. And it was just, the rest of it was weird. Like, it was just Michelle dancing, saying, "You got it, dude." That was a weird episode, but, thanks for nothing, Stephanie. That's right before she developed her meth addiction, I think. Maybe the two things are linked together. But I'm going to have to hate on your Goof Troop pick, because that Goofy is not a dog, and the troop ain't dogs. They are cows. So this is not the cow episode, Sam. The cow episode is 3 weeks from now. And you're really tipping off some of my picks for that one, so I'm kind of upset. So semi-hate for your pick.
Fair enough.
Yeah, love the 101 Dalmatians pick. Love the fact that you just went and did your own thing with that number 2 and made it 2 A, B, and C. I don't think my daughter's watched 101 Dalmatians. I'm definitely gonna have her watch it now because I want to watch it. The Full House, exactly the episode that when the dog died was super sad. Didn't really understand why. It didn't really make any sense. Like Ronnie said, throughout the entire season, didn't really fit into anything else. Yeah, and I mean, Goof Troop cows. What can I say? They're bovine. So Ryan.
I'm surprised, Sam, you haven't watched our show before, because you're just making up your own rules, which is exactly what we do in this show. We do whatever we want all the time. If you want to say bring a cow to a dog thing, that's cool. If you want to say 3 things for your number 2, that's fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and love on Comet. I mean, we talked before about how we love French dogs. And as you can see in that picture you posted, he was wearing a French beret, very popular French hat. That also episode that Comet died in when it got ran over. And then the next episode, if you watch it closely, you can see the Gibbler coming in with a coat. It kind of looks a little familiar. Kind of looks a little fluffy for a coat. Wonder how she got that coat. Season 5 of Full House was just, once you watch it as an adult, it's really disturbing stuff where they went with it a lot of times. So, weird memories for Full House you bringing up. So, great number 3s. So Rodney, did you already get to your number 2?
Yeah, my number 2 was also Scooby Doo, and I think we already went over that. So,
all right, so I'll get up into my number 2 then. My number 2 is the best real dog of all time. That's right, everybody. That is my dog. That's Alistair John right there. He's just chilling, which is what he does 95% of the time, which is why I love him so much. He is my first and only dog. The guy, I just, we fell in love with the guy when we went and saw him. He's super cool. He's growing some masses on him, which bothers me now, and he's getting older. He's almost like 10. But I love the breed, love bullies. He's probably he's some kind of mix in there, but 80 pounds of muscle, but wouldn't hurt a fly. And I love that guy. Unless you're an intruder, that guy will eat your face off if you're watching this podcast. So my man Al comes in number 2 for me.
Gotta agree with this pick. One of the all-time greatest dogs ever. I mean, I remember when you first got Alistair, I'd always try to give him hugs, and he'd be all freaking out, because he was coming from, a shelter or whatever like that, and he was wary of humans. But now he can hug him all he wants, and he wants all the attention. And we're hanging out this Saturday when you're helping you move, and I love how he just goes up and bothers the people that don't want him around. So we had Joe Hunter there, who doesn't like dogs for some reason, so he's probably going to be skipping this episode so we can talk shit about him. Joe was all worried about dogs, so Alistair would just go right up to him, just nuzzle his leg, just to slowly win him over, So that's what I try to do. People who don't like me, I just try to be in their face as much as possible, around them, and then they just accept me eventually. That's what I did with all you. That's why we're all friends now. So, Sam, any thoughts on Alistair? Another dog?
Why wouldn't your parents get you guys a dog?
We're kind of allergic to dogs.
They hated us.
Yeah, and they hated us.
I think it's wonderful. He sounds wonderful. I don't have anything bad to say. Sorry.
Great, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
He poops inside sometimes.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree with this pick, Daniel. I've met Big Al a couple times. He's exactly like you described, super docile, super chill. I like how he identifies the Joe Hunters of the world that don't want to interact with him and force them to love him, which is the sign of a good dog. He doesn't like people being anxious or anything like that. He wants to comfort them. So big props to Big Al.
He knew Sophie was pregnant first, we think. So, and he would always be in the room when Sophie was puking too. So,
That's nice.
It was.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get right into my number 2, and I'm going with another all-time great dog, with Jake the dog from Adventure Time. I mean, this guy can pretty much do anything. He can stretch, he can shrink, he can mold his body into anything. He's always telling jokes when him and Finn are about to die. I mean, his girlfriend's a unicorn rainbow. I mean, and the best part about Jake is he gives out terrible advice to his friends in an encouraging way, which I also try to do. So whenever my friends are getting amped up to do something stupid, you gotta support them. So you want to get a tattoo, it'll look great on you. You want to go fight that giant guy, you can totally take him. You want to quit your job and become a rapper, your flow is sick. That's just my and Jake's role as sidekicks. Just supporting other people. So for a fellow sidekick, Jake, you're my number 2. Sam?
I think Adventure Time is stupid, so big thumbs down.
This is the only thing you've hated on the entire time?
I can't get with them. It's fucking stupid. So sorry about that. That's all I have to say.
That was fantastic.
Man, that was like some Macho Man from the top rope stuff right there. I love Adventure Time. I guess that makes me stupid. I love Jake the dog. He always has the best one-liners. He's very apathetic until Finn makes him do the right thing, and he's got the great superpowers of changing his size and extending himself and fitting into different things. And I miss Adventure Time. It's a great show. I actually have a onesie, a Jake the dog onesie I love wearing. Back in the day, I don't wear it. But yeah, I love Jake the dog and Adventure Time.
Yeah, love it. Love the pick. Love Adventure Time. Perfect pick. Actually, I had a suit I used to wear of Jake the dog. He's like the amazing that he can change size as a big guy. Sometimes I want to change sizes, like in certain situations. Like just like Ronnie said, man. And just this guy molded some of my life, Adventure landed up.
He made the ultimate burrito.
Well,
can't hate that.
Consent there. Samantha rebukes what she said and agrees with everybody.
Yeah.
So, Sam, do you want to get us into your final and number 1 pick?
Sure. Well, I'm sure some of these dogs will come as no surprise, but I did add on. There's few dogs and a cat. How do I do?
Just making up stuff again. You better not put up the cat. Danny's next.
Danny's gonna be pissed.
Oh, did Danny do this? So, I've got my dogs. We've got Bale and Gibbs, and I have my new dog Izzy that we just adopted. We were fostering her, and she came from, we're not sure, but they found her in the woods and was clearly abused or something like that. And then our Homeward Bound friends, because that movie was sad. Those dogs work to get. So if I have to pick movie dogs, them, but otherwise my real pups.
Hey, those look like a gaggle or a pack of great dogs. I'm sure they're getting used to each other, and it's always good to see people give dogs a second chance. Dogs, you give them a chance to relax and be in a situation. They show their true selves, and there's nothing better than having something to come home to that's very excited to see you. It's a great thing to have dogs that need people, and then you realize you need them too. So great picks.
Ronnie, that's the most emotion you've showed tonight.
Yeah, great pick. Can't you never hate on somebody's dog. You can hate on cats all day though. Stupid fucking cats on there. I think that I remember Homeward Bound. I think it was sad because if that cat wouldn't have been in the damn store, everything would have been fine. I don't know, but the rest of them, much love to having so many and also rescuing. Rescuing's the way to go. I love a good rescue. If you can make it work, it's definitely the way to go. If probably and like actually when we get another dog, it will be another rescue. So my props for that.
I'm going to go ahead and hate on this pick. I don't know if you guys know that, in rescuing these dogs, Sam just tries to go out there and get the meanest, sickest dogs that she can find, and then she molds them to be even meaner. I mean, she's just got a gain of dogs that she's ruined Boron Heights with. I mean,
From Lana.
Yeah, well, Lana.
Mom and Dad are still in the Heights.
Yeah, she's all over the place. They got territories, around PG County. I mean, have you ever tried to go and get, an ice cream sandwich from the ice cream man, the ice cream truck in Boron Heights? You can't, because you got a pack of dogs on you. Sam's unleashing the dogs to chase you. And I don't, agree with, making dogs meaner. She sprays them with water all the time to rile them up and stuff like that, blows on them. So I'm going to go and disagree with, Sam's gain of dogs. I just don't think it's right. So.
Wow. All right. I guess I'll go next. So I guess we all saw this one coming as well. It is my dog. Give me a second. My dog. Her name is Minnie. That's our Minnie Do. She's a COVID dog. This is just going to show the same picture over and over again, I think. And we got her beginning of COVID. We were supposed to go to Japan for our honeymoon, and instead we got a dog. She is also a rescue from a kill shelter in Texas. She's hilarious. We love her. She's crazy, but she's very affectionate. She's something that just has no bad bones in her body. She just wants to play, have fun, and she's made our life a lot more fun, and we really appreciate it. And she's about to turn 1 year old in a week, and we'll have a nice celebration for her, and we're hoping for many more years to come. So we love you, Minnie. My favorite #1 dog.
Yeah. Seems like solid dog. Appreciate once again the adoption, the rescuing of the dog. You go from going to Japan to not being able to leave because now you have a dog. You can't go to Japan. That's the only bad thing about dogs, is that Japan they don't let you bring them. But gotta love a good dog that can change somebody's life. An opinion on dogs. Never met her though. Never met her.
Yeah, and her best friend. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with this pick. I think if you guys were listening closely, he said all he had to say in that opening sentence. This is the COVID dog. Ronnie is, he's hell-bent on never returning to work. So he just injects his dog with COVID and has to go out and bite people to spread the disease everywhere. I mean, go look at the statistics. I mean, look at Brooksville, Maryland, #1 place in the country of COVID cases. And that's as soon as Ronnie moved in there. So, I don't think it's, cool injecting your dog with anything and then making them attack people. So I don't know why anyone would be supporting this #1 pick. It's cruel. I'm not with it, Ronnie. I don't support torturing dogs. Sam?
So everything Ronnie just said is a lie. He stole that dog from me. So I thought she had a good home, but it sounds like you've given her COVID. So I can't support it.
COVID dog.
COVID dog. All right, talking about now I get into my #1. And the reason that my dog wasn't #1 was because I feel like I couldn't not have the Godfather or the Dog Father as my #1. I feel like the reason I had such an infatuation and love for dogs It's because of Snoop Dogg. And I couldn't have dogs growing up. I used to listen to Snoop all the time. I love him. He's the man. What he has great quotes. He has a great attitude. He's worth like $150 million. He's got like football leagues. He's got all kinds of shit going on. He has great quotes. One of them being, if it's flipping hamburgers at McDonald's, be the best hamburger flipper in the world. That's the kind of attitude he has. He wants to be the best, is the best, will be the best forever. I feel like that's my man's. Snoop Dogg is my number one because I feel like he's the reason that I fucks with dogs. So yeah. Snoop.
Go ahead and agree with this pick. Love Snoop Dogg. I mean, he's always out there trying to be the best. He's an avid fighting game player, plays Street Fighter, and I see him online all the time with his Ken. I'm blowing him up all the time. He's trying to be the best, but he can't handle my Chung Li, kicking his ass all the time. So, try harder, Snoop. Sam?
Sorry, I don't know when it's my turn. Here is Snoop as a dog. So I guess
I like it.
I'm not sure what you said had anything to really do with liking dogs, but that's okay. I'll go with it. It's your number one pick. It must be important to you. So good job.
That's Sam.
Welcome.
Yeah, I agree with this pick. I love Snoop Dogg. He's been around most of my life in popular media. Been around since like 93, 90, 92. Yeah, he came out rapping on some West Coast albums, and then he reinvented himself in the early 2000s. And he's still in doing stuff. A guy that's able to reinvent himself. He's a chameleon in the media world. He seems super chill. Seems like a really nice guy. His cousin Sasha Banks is great. A great wrestler, and must run in the family. He's also a fantastic athlete. He does youth football. He has his own league in LA. He helps kids that are in gang situations get out of it. So he always gives back to the community, and he's a good guy all around. We love Snoop Dogg.
He was like 17 years old when he started out too. It was crazy. He's only like in his mid-40s, I feel like, or some shit, dude.
Yeah.
Well, just like Snoop Dogg, my number one pick is 199 years old. Of course, I'm talking about one of the most famous dogs of all time, Hercules, or the Beast from The Sandlot. I mean, growing up, I always wanted a town haunted house, and I mean, these kids made it. They made up stories about how the Beast ate a bunch of people and was forced to be locked in his backyard forever. I mean, Hercules became part of the team, a substitute that never actually played, but he was part of the team, just like any time we played sports with Matt Berry. This dog gave these kids the summer of their lives. So that's why the Beast, Hercules, is my number one dog of all time. Samantha?
Am I supposed to be talking? If you can't pick your own dog, I think Hercules is a great number one choice. I'm all for it.
Yeah, this is a terrible pick. Hercules ruined that baseball that had all the signatures on it. Babe Ruth's signature, and what a piece of crap, man. Those are timeless signatures. He didn't need to chew it up. He didn't even scare them kids. He could have just been nice the whole time, right? He didn't have to be a snarly beast. He could have been very placid and affectionate to these kids, but he wasn't. He was a jerk. Also, that one kid was a jerk. The fast one, Benny the Jet, stunk. So, sorry, Sandlot's a terrible movie.
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie just right on point again. You know what I mean? It just hurt me when that collectible baseball got ruined. As a collector myself, I couldn't get over that. And, I hate Benny. You know what I mean? Like, slow down, asshole. You know what I'm saying? But when I catch you, you're not getting away. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. Jet away from me then. So once again, Ronnie on point, basically all episode.
Thanks, Danny.
Couldn't say much, many bad things about any of his comments, really. So.
He ruined a baseball with one signature of Babe Ruth to get the entire Yankees team baseball with everybody's signature.
No, James Earl Jones gave them that. He didn't have to. He just did it because he was being nice. Because his dog ruined that baseball.
It's not like they went and got it signed. They destroyed a piece and got another. I mean, they could have had both of them. Why does it got to be one? You know what I'm saying? They could have both of those things and donated them to the Hall of Fame so I could go look at it.
Sure.
Well, that pretty much wraps us up for this round of top 5 everything. But of course, we end each episode with an ethical question, Sam. So I'm going to propose an ethical question to everybody, and I would like to hear your answer. So let's say you're out with a group of your friends drinking. You've been drinking all day, and you're walking to the bar. You're so drunk that you're walking like a T-Rex, and you can't keep up with your friends. My question is, if you can't hang, is it okay to do your thing?
Yes. What's your thing? It's okay to do your thing if you can't hang. I don't know where the ethics are.
That's a question. That is the answer to this question.
Danny?
As a former guest, so eloquently would have put it, if you can't hang, do your thing. And you know what I mean? You just got to do your thing. I mean, you can't slow everybody else down and be the guy that's like, oh, we can't go in, or we can't go there or whatever because T-Rex arms can't hang. You just gotta do your thing and hope all ends up well that night for that person.
Is T-Rex arms Ronnie?
No.
Name names here, Sam.
I don't think I've ever drank in my life, so I don't know what that situation would be like. This T-Rex guy sounds like you just needed a little boost, a little help, a little confidence chat, a little pep talk from his friends. But instead, his friends seem to have turned on him. So he sounds like a really cool guy. I want to hang out with him. Maybe I'll do so. Maybe we'll have a few beers, but I don't drink. So what a great guy T-Rex guy is. And, maybe not hanging is doing your thing. You ever think about that? Maybe he was just doing his thing the whole time. Just vibing, just chilling with some strange arm placement. So,
well, guys,
wait! I think that takes us back to Balto and the ethical question of: do you save Michael Vick or do you save all the kids, or just a couple of the kids? But you guys can save that one for a different time.
Thanks. That'll be next week's question. But of course, the answer is no. Everybody's wrong. It's not okay to do your thing. I mean, drinking is a team sport. You drag that friend to the bar. You watch him get knocked over by David Brown and almost lose a toe on some random fence. I mean, in that fight, you reward that friend for his valiant efforts with a purple drink. So that's what drinking's all about. That's what friendship's all about. Never do your thing. Always hang. So that's going to wrap us up for volume 22 of Top 5 Everything. Thanks for tuning in. Sam, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I'm looking forward to the cow episode in, what'd you say, 2 or 3 weeks?
3 weeks, yeah. Cow episode, Top 5 Cows.
Yeah. Right after Top 5 Mike Vick moments.
Okay.
Well, that's going to take us out, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week.